All right, well, we are going to go ahead and get started. Good morning. What a great turnout we have this morning. My name is Logan Cobbs, Director of Communications for the City of Corpus Christi, and welcome to this morning's news conference for the 2023 Junior Olympic Boxing Tournament. How about a round of applause there? We are so excited to, my mic on? Yep, we are so excited to discuss this youth boxing event with you today that brings thousands of visitors to our beautiful city. So without further ado, it is my honor to introduce our councilman of District 1, Everett Roy.
Well, good morning. I'd like to first take opportunity to welcome distinguished guests, prior council member Ben Molina. And I would also like to recognize Eddie Garcia, Vice President of the South Texas Amateur Boxing Association. Lori Garcia with ICA Radio. And Jamie Olivares with the Holiday Inn Downtown, which is going to be the host hotel. Okay. You know, we're here today to welcome the 2023 Junior Olympics boxing tournament to our beautiful city of Corpus Christi. Last night I had the privilege of actually going by Duke It Out Boxing and spending a little bit of time with these guys. It was very impressive. I thought I probably should stay out of the ring, but other than that, it was an amazing tour. And you know, we look forward to going back to the American Bank Center this year, which will be the second year that this program, the junior boxing program, is here in Corpus Christi. The event was organized by a local nonprofit organization, Duke It Out Boxing Club, and it's actually just 3 miles away from City Hall in the greatest district, which is District 1. Duke It Out Boxing, to give you a little bit of history, opened their doors in 2019. And when I talked to Joe about it, you know, they started out in a garage, then went to a barn. And then from the barn, they have 1,200 square feet that's right there on Baldwin. And they're growing. They started out probably with about 15 to 20 kids. And when I say kids, the program itself, they started about 8 years old. And then they have teenagers and even some young adults. They went up to about 50 members, and during COVID, they lost a few. But now, today, they're back at about 45 members. So let's give them a round of applause for that. Yeah, I was impressed with Coach Joe De La Paz, because one of the things that he talked about was just not the skill set that they're learning in boxing, but what they're learning in terms of being young men and women and life lessons that they've learned in discipline. And it's not just about fighting. It's about going out there and doing the things and having the discipline and having fun and making sure that you have a positive attitude. One of the things that Coach Joe told me is that a lot of times when they go out to compete, because they walk into an arena and they're so nice and they're so courteous and respectful, that people actually misjudge them. Then all of a sudden they get in the ring and it's over. So, you know, all of the coaches, and I want to give a shout out also to Coach Duke, Joe, Ruben, Eric, and Victor. And all of them work together so that they can thrive in helping these young men and women prepare for life. I would also like to take a moment and thank the ambassadors of Duke It Out Boxing. It's a special group that also is involved in their hard work. And I'm excited about the event that's coming up here April 21st through the 23rd. And I want to encourage everybody to come out and help support this event at the American Bank Center. So I'd like to thank Efren Franco with the Chamber, John Sanchez with ProTech Mechanical, Pete Sopo with CE Enterprises, and Jaime Medina with JMR Distributors. So again, I encourage the thousands of people that are in our area to get out at the American Bank Center and support these boxers on April 21st through April 23rd. Now I'd like to turn it over to our city manager, Peter Zanoni. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Councilman. Good morning, everybody. I'm the city manager for the City of Corpus Christi, Peter Zanoni, and I do have a script, but my staff hasn't showed it to me yet, so I'm gonna not use it. But what I want to talk about is the kids behind me, and I know Coach Joe is gonna introduce you all. I may do it now, though. Can you tell us your names? Just tell us your first names. What is it? Romeo. Romeo? Jeremiah. What is it? Jeremiah. JD? Gabriel? RJ? And John? All right. These kids, the last year, there were some other boxers here too, but I asked them then, aren't you supposed to be in school and stuff? You guys have school today? Last year they told me, hey, this is way more important than school. Right, kids? So, hey, look, in the city, and as a city manager, we do a lot in our community. A lot of work we're doing is infrastructure-related, streets and water, sewer, building parks, building swimming pools. But really, one of our most important missions is the kids behind us and giving them opportunity to progress no matter where they come from. And Do Good Out Boxing is a nonprofit that gives our community and our children that we see here today this chance to succeed in life. And Councilman Roy mentioned it to me, and he mentioned it here also, that oftentimes kids like the ones behind me, actually you guys are, some of you almost young adults, but need help from their peers, their mentors, the community. And people like Coach Joe and his coaches are the ones that do that. Coach Joe, who's going to talk here momentarily, has a full-time job. And all of his coaches, all 5 of them, have full-time jobs. This is not, they don't make any money from coaching, right, Coach? They do this because they want our community to be a great community. And they want children like the ones behind me to have that opportunity that if it wasn't for the 5 coaches and if it wasn't for the city helping a little bit here, it's really the coaches. These young men behind me wouldn't have a greater shot in life, I would say, as what they're gonna have going through this coaching and boxing program. So as Councilman Roy said, this gives the young men behind me an opportunity to be great at boxing, but it also gives them an opportunity to be great in life, and it gives them mentors. It gives them access to us today. This is a lot funner than school, right, guys? It gives them a chance to succeed in life, and so that's why we're here today, is to celebrate that and to talk about it and encourage you to all come out to the boxing event. Last year was the first year here in many years in the city of Corpus Christi. The city competed back in the day, I guess, Coach Joe, and we didn't win the competition. So last year, Coach Joe and his team, his teammates competed against Laredo, and we won. We won bringing it back here to the American Bank Center. And we have children from all around the country, right, or the region anyway, the region that goes well beyond San Antonio come here to box. And we knew that as kids of this age coming to the American Bank Center, going to that arena and seeing the beautiful bay, seeing the beautiful American Bank Center is inspiring for them as young kids. And so we beat out Laredo. The organizers who are within this whole region loved our venue so much that they said, you know what, we're coming back next year. You don't even have to compete. We already know we're coming back. So this is our 2nd year hosting it at the American Bank Center. And I want to thank the American Bank Center team that's here. As you all may know, American Bank Center is under new leadership now going on over a year. We're making significant improvements at the American Bank Center, not only bringing in entertainment for our own community in the region, but having the opportunity to host events like this where young women and men, is there any women that are boxing, Joe? Young women and men will be competing in the rink. Last year we had an opportunity to go. There's numerous rinks set up right there in the arena. And so we encourage you to come out for that 3-4 day period. It's a weekend event. There'll be a lot of folks coming in from the region. And mostly, though, it'll give the young fighters behind me and their friends who aren't here that opportunity to show how good they are. Last year, Councilman Molina and I were there, and several others. We could see that we have some pretty tremendous boxers right here in our city of Corpus Christi. And so with that, I'm going to have Coach Joe come up, who is one of the lead organizers of this event. And we want to thank Coach Joe again for doing this and his 5 coaches. The city can't do everything in our community. We rely on nonprofits and individuals like Coach Joe, like his 5 coaches, to make Corpus Christi a great community. And that's why I'm proud to announce and have Coach Joe come up now and say a few words. Coach Joe.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Before I begin with my long speech that I prepared, we're going to watch a nice commercial that was put together by the communications department. Thank you all for coming out and getting a part of this.
I'm going to tell you, you don't want to miss it, to be honest with you.
The Junior Olympics is happening April 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. So last year when we pulled it off in 2022, it was an amazing opportunity to bring it back to Corpus Christi after being gone for 30 years.
Nowadays, to bring Junior Olympics back into Corpus, it's awesome because you don't know, you might be looking at the future world champions.
And now they get to go in there, get that experience, to be able to perform in front of thousands of people, and then have that memory and that experience for the rest of their life to talk about.
You're going to be seeing kids from 8 all the way to the age of 16, and for them leaving it all in the ring and duking it out. You're preparing for the best, and of course you want to meet the best, and you're going to meet the best in there. It's got to be conditioning from the basics all the way learning your combos.
The excitement that the crowd gives takes a lot of courage to be able to step in the ring and do that, knowing you're going to battle against somebody and it's going to be one winner, and it's all on you, giving it 100%.
And to show that courage and that they have that will, that it can be done, it's a whole different, that's what you want to experience. And they'll learn something and meaningful, and that's something they're going to take with them for the rest of their life.
This year, we're looking to break records. We want over 500 registered boxers to attend, and we're expecting over 5,000 to 6,000 people in attendance for the 3 days. So it's a big impact for the city, and we love that because of the fact that it's a part of our community that we're here. I would like for you to come out, show your support to all these amateur boxers that have been training hard, get some ringside action. Again, you never know who the next professional boxer that's going to be performing here today that you'll see later in life.
1, 2, 3, yeah!
First, let me start off by saying thank the Lord for making all this possible. I'm going to tell you a funny story about Duke and I. When I went to go see him for the first time in 2018 about joining his organization, he actually told me no, I couldn't join, that he had any room. And then a little bit after that, he just told me if I wanted to hang out, check out the parents' meeting, then, see what happens. So after that, we were blessed to be able to come together. The program he started in his garage with 3 kids, moving into the barn with just a few kids to start off when I came in, and said, hey, you know what, we can take this, what you're working with, and make it bigger and better, and be a part of the community, helping out kids that are being bullied and have self-esteem issues. And it was a great partnership that me and him decided to do this, because to talk about the barn and the garage and now look at where we're at now. That all couldn't be possible without the great support of the community, local businesses, and everybody that's here today. So thank you all for coming out here. I want to say that the biggest part of what we're doing is to bring the kids that are coming in from Austin down to the valley, from Del Rio across to Victoria, the biggest part of Texas, a big chunk, coming to compete for a 3-day tournament where they trained all year long for, to come down and perform. And the whole experience is basically going to be for these kids that are from 8 years of age to 16 competing, which you see behind, there's a few of them that we're participating, but they get to bring their family in to watch them perform in an arena where only celebrities and professionals get to perform. This isn't something that normally happens. So we're gonna give them this lifetime memory that'll be burnt in forever, where they can have it on social media and so forth. They'll be able to talk about, hey, I performed one day in that venue as they drive by, being from Corpus growing up. And it's going to be an awesome opportunity where you get to see all these kids just coming in. And the look on their face when they walk in and see the arena and they see everything that they're performing for, it's shocking to go into a 3-stage arena, a few thousand people just watching them, cheering them on. And as young as 8 years old, the energy that the parents and the families give when they're performing, it's amazing. And again, the biggest quote that I always say to everybody is when Duke says, the reason what we do is when the kids come out of that corner and they win, that excitement that they bring to the family, that their family watched, and they just go and hug. It's a big circle of crying and happiness. That's what it's for. So that's why we work full-time jobs to come after work and perform for the passion of what we do, to help the kids out, the ones that we know probably won't be boxers, but the ones that need the fundamentals of boxing, to be great leaders in life, to be strong at school, to be able to understand that if they're facing an obstacle, they'll hear our voices in their head. And again, that goes out to a big shout out to our coaches. Coach Duke being the beginning of what it started, a man who didn't stop chasing his dream because of that dream he chased, we're here today. So we have Coach Duke, Coach Joe, Coach Eric, Coach Victor, and Coach Ruben. And those coaches all sacrifice their time from away from home and after work and spend hours in the gyms working with these kids day in, day out to prepare them for what they're about to be facing. And that's the Junior Olympics coming out on April 21st. I'd like to first thank everybody on this list, because without this being possible, this support wouldn't happen. And the partnership with the city, Peter, Sony, Elsie, Councilman Everett, Roy, thank you very much for those days and meetings that we have to meet, where we have to sit there and talk about what's going to happen and how it's going to happen. To the Sports Commission, Joey and Brianna, thank you so much for helping us get our name on that billboard over there in front of Greenwood. I mean, it's awesome when you be able to pass by and you see that it's coming to life. To my ambassadors that we have in the team, these guys work full-time jobs, and then they go and they spread the word out with what we're doing. Ephraim, Jaime, John, and Pete, those guys go and spread the word as much as they possibly can. To our sponsors, Type A Fund, iBrew, Local Union 278, Clean Bees and Be Like Gabe, Sal's Bronx Pizza, HEB Helping Hands, Corpus Christi International Airport, ProTech Mechanical. Those are sponsors that helped us put this together and be able to make this event come true. Special thanks to the host hotel, Holiday Inn downtown, where the weigh-ins will occur for the 3-day tournament. To Jamie and Jesus, thank you so much for accommodating us. ICA Radio, Lori, for getting our word out on the radio for the event. To Andrew from Milestones, putting on these great awards. Last year's awards were pretty fantastic. This year, they're gonna be bigger and better. To Staba, Sabrina and Tom couldn't be present, but Eddie is Vice President of Staba. Thank you so much for the officials coming out to handle this enduring 3-day tournaments where they're stuck in a seat and ensuring that everything's being done properly. And then that right there alone, they're taking time away from their families to be out here. It's another awesome opportunity. Again, to American Bank Center Arena staff, thank y'all so much for making this possible and being as amazing as y'all are. And I'm just so proud to be able to say that we're working together, be able to make this possible. So thank y'all. And to the Army Viking Recruiting Battalion team, thank y'all for coming out, showing your support. They come in and they help us build the ring. Last year, they answered the call within 3 hours notice, or 3 days notice, to come out and show support. And it's a big feat to be able to put 3 rings together for this event. And last but not least, to my amazing wife, who supports me the whole time that I'm working in the gym, out promoting the event. Without her, I couldn't do this. So thank you for all of you attending. Thank you for everything. Again, come out, show your support. April 21st, 23rd, American Bank Center Arena, where it's about to go down, ringside action. Tickets available on Ticketmaster, and we hope to see you there.
Well, that concludes today's news conference. Thank you all so much for attending. All of our speakers will be available following for any interviews. And also, please take advantage of this wonderful backdrop here for photo opportunities. Thank you again.